My sisters and brothers, this is a proclamation of the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, Lord.
Great crowds were traveling with Jesus, and he turned and addressed them. If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Which of you, wishing to construct a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if there is enough for its completion? Otherwise, after laying the foundation and finding yourself unable to finish the work, the onlookers should laugh at you and say, "This one began to build but did not have the resources to finish." Or what king, marching into battle, would not first sit down and decide whether with 10,000 troops he can successfully oppose the other king, advancing upon him with 20,000 troops? But if not, while he is still far away, he will send a delegation to ask for peace terms. In the same way, any one of you who does not renounce all your possessions cannot be my disciple. My sisters and brothers, this is the good news of our salvation.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Many years ago, when I lived in upstate New York, a little town of Syracuse, there was one of my favorite little watering holes called Mr. T's. And Mr. T's had good hamburgers, good company, and good beer. And Mr. T's, I don't know, Eddie was his name, the owner, decided one winter to make bumper stickers. And of all the things to put on a bumper sticker, he put, "Paradise ain't cheap." Boy, this was brought to mind today as I was preparing for today's homily. And it's not a totally loose association, there is a connection. I was looking on the internet and looking for cost of discipleship. And I ran into some quotations from a German theologian. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on the man's name now, but he talks about cheap grace, and that grace from God is not cheap. And that's what brought to mind this bumper sticker that paradise ain't cheap. And I think that Jesus, wanting for us to know the exact cost of discipleship, exaggerated to make a point. It really isn't easy to be a disciple. We come and we're baptized, we receive the sacraments of initiation, and that's it. Do we really go head first into this commitment of being a disciple of Jesus? Jesus was being followed by a huge crowd of people, and it made me think of groupies following rock stars. And there are some people who are really avid fans of this rock star, i.e. Jesus, but there are others who are kind of lukewarm. And it was to these people that Jesus was addressing his needs. How could God ask us to hate our father and mother, our wife or husband or children, brothers or sisters? When I did more investigating, the word hate was not as we know today in the English translation. Hate in the Greek means to love less than the one before it. And basically what Jesus was telling these people was, you need to put your priorities in check here. If you are going to be my disciple, you have to love them less than you love me. Would which isn't a totally insane thing to do. He also says, you must carry your cross. Not literally the cross that he was going to face, but those crosses which plague our life. The little crosses, the annoyances, the not so little crosses, the sufferings, the illnesses, the sadness, the losses. To be a Christian requires giving up those things that make us comfortable. There's a story that I also found as I was preparing about a man who was talking to a merchant, and he's going to purchase the pearl of great price. And he goes and he sees this and he says, boy, I really wish I could buy this pearl. Is it for sale? And the man says, of course, anyone can buy it. Well, how much does it cost? Oh, tremendous cost. It will cost what you have. What do you have? The man says, I have $10,000 in the bank. All right, give me the $10,000. And so the man signs over the money to the merchant. Do you have anything else? The man says, I have some change in my pocket. So he pulls out, he checks his wallet and everything. He says, I think I've got close to $100 here. The man says, okay, fine, let me have $100. And then he says, what am I going to do now? I don't have any money. What am I going to take home to my family? Oh, you have a home. Oh, yes, I have a home. Well, I'll take the home too. I'll take the house. And where am I supposed to live? In my van? Oh, you have a van. You have a camper. Not a van, camper. And he says, oh, I'll take the camper too. But what about my family, my wife, my children? Oh, you have a family. Yes, I'm married and I have 3 children. Oh, I'll take those too. And he said to the man, but you've taken everything. He says, all right. Now that I have everything that you own, and you've given yourself as well, since you have nothing more, I'll let you use them temporarily. But remember, they are mine in reality. Who was the merchant? Jesus. When I took my first vows as a Franciscan back in the Dark Ages, there were the 3 vows, loosely written, were poverty, chastity, and obedience, although it wasn't called poverty. It was called living sine proprio, without property. And that just meant that whatever property was the Franciscans was everybody's. It wasn't your property. And that's pretty much the image that I got when Jesus was telling people that you have to give everything that you have. In order to serve Jesus, we have to be sure of what we're going to do. Like he speaks about the man building the tower. You have to have the resources. And those resources come to us, I believe, not in one blink of an eye, but with time. We carry this wooden towel over our hearts. It has become a symbol of Franciscanism throughout the world, but its deeper meaning is conversion. Our lifelong conversion, and it's not particular to Franciscans, it's for every Christian. Our life is a constant life of conversion, of acquiring those resources necessary to be good disciples of Jesus. So as we approach the table of the Lord, let us ask God in his infinite mercy and wisdom to give us the tools necessary to live a life of conversion, so that we may acquire those things that we need to serve him, those resources. And remember, paradise ain't cheap.